I was a pretty good dancer in high school, but instead of talking dance steps, let's talk some Eurostep, part 3 of our traveling series. Welcome back. This is Jeffrey Rutledge from Officiating Born, coming to you to talk about Eurostep, which is part 3 of our traveling series. Now, I want to break this one down very specifically because it's a part of our game that is becoming more and more common. I would say over the last 5 to 6 years, we have had this step that is called the Eurostep. It has been around probably a little longer than that, but it has filtered down to all levels of basketball on a consistent basis. So what I want to do is talk about this one step or this one kind of move that is often saw for some people as a traveling or not a traveling. Now, which is the real answer here? Is the Eurostep an illegal move? In itself, no, it is not. Is the Eurostep a legal move? If executed properly, it can be. Now, the rub about this particular rule, it is not a rule that is listed in our rule book. You will find no reference to the term Eurostep in the National Federation or the NCAA rule books. But it has become a move that has been executed many times or attempted to be executed in ways that we have to judge the legality of this move. Now, I've said before that traveling is one of the most inconsistent rules that we rule on as officials. The lower the level, I believe we call more travelings that are not there actually at all. The higher the level, players or officials tend to ignore those rules or not call them very consistently. What I want to accomplish is so that you understand what a Eurostep is and then try to be as consistent as you possibly can when judging on its legality. So let's get into a few examples of what that means to have a Eurostep and what it actually looks like. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell for upcoming videos. Thank you for watching Officiating Born. Here is a video example of what a Eurostep actually looks like. This is Manu Ginobili introducing how this works. So the left foot is the gather foot. He steps with one foot, steps to the right, puts the ball in the basket. Again, the left foot, he's gathered, that's the pivot foot. The right foot is not the pivot foot, then go straight up. Here's an example at the college level. Quickly, we'll slow it down with an overhead view. Dribbles, gathers, left foot is the pivot foot, right foot is the non-pivot foot, goes straight to the basket. This is designed to get the defender to go one way, and then you go the other. Here's another college example. The first example was not considered a travel. This one is. So let's slow this down. Left foot, right foot. Does not put back the pivot foot until the shot is over. This should have been a legal play, but was called a travel. Here's an example of an actual traveling violation. This is a reference from the NCAA summer video for 2020. This is a travel. Clearly, watch his steps. And as J.D. Collins puts into clear language,
this is a travel and needed to be called.
Thank you, J.D. Here's an example of a James Harden move. James Harden has made this Eurostep a popular move. So here's a breakdown of his move. Okay, let's break this down even further. First off, he stops his dribble with his foot on the floor, non-pivot foot, and then steps back with his pivot foot. This is a traveling violation under National Federation and NCAA rules. Must be called. Now, I hope this helps you kind of identify what exactly is a Euro step, and maybe helps you identify when a Euro step takes place and the legality of a Euro step. As I showed, all Euro steps are not made the same, so we have to do a good job to identify the pivot foot and identify when this move is legal or illegal. Now, as you can see, most of the moves are drives to the basket or probably during fast breaks. It is sometimes one of the hardest times to identify when we have a travel in the first place. But what we want to do is call the obvious ones and let go the ones that might be close or we maybe can't identify the pivot foot. I hope this helps you identify what traveling is when it comes to a Euro step or when traveling doesn't take place. But thank you for watching our video to the end, and come back for our 2 more segments of this traveling series that I've started. Thank you once again, stay sharp, and let's be ready when the season comes back.